Congratulations, you clicked on this video, so this means you've taken the very first step of being productive. You and I both know that procrastination is the cost of the lifestyle that you want to live. So have you fell out of your routine? It's the end of 2023, you know, the end of finals, and you're probably feeling super unmotivated and burnt out. For whatever the reason is, I know that you're struggling to get out of your lazy girl era, no matter how hard you try. But you came to the right place, because I have all the tips and tricks to get you to be productive in this video. Listen, throughout each week, I have so many different tasks to juggle and organize. And if you're anything like me, you just want to be productive and live in your soft girl era. And these tips are going to be rooted in structure. So what you may think is that you just need to work a little harder. No, it's actually your mindset, your daily habit, and balance that you dismiss. So girl, consider this your last day of your lazy girl era and your first day of creating your dream life. Hi, my name is Aniyah Ciara, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's just hop right into it. When it comes to productivity, we usually have a negative connotation to things. The media drives you to believe you gotta go to the gym, you gotta wake up at 5 a.m, you have to have 16.5 million things to do, and you better post like get ready with me on TikTok so you can become a millionaire by tomorrow. And what I noticed from all of this is you seem to only need one thing, and that's motivation. But can we cancel that? Because I feel like motivation is so feeling based. It has a lot of emotions behind it. Y'all know I have to relate everything to the Bible. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Emotions and feelings are like the killer of productivity. We use a lot of I statements. If you don't feel like doing it, you're not gonna want to do it. That's why motivation just cannot drive success and productivity. It just does not work. I feel like 9 times out of 10, the reason why we struggle to get up and do everyday tasks like going to the gym or waking up early is because you really just don't want to do it. You gotta be disciplined, you have to have the correct mindset, and you have to be consistent. Definitely go tune into my last video if you guys have not. I emphasized a lot your why. You guys have to focus on your why when you want to be productive, when you're trying to reach a goal, or whatever the case may be. Your why is going to be the reason why you get up in the morning, the reason why you choose to stay disciplined, to stay on task, follow through with your goals. The why becomes the reason, and your why cannot just be because Instagram told me to do it. A millionaire success story. Figure out your why and what's important to you. Psalm 127:1 says, unless the Lord builds a house, the work of the builders is wasted. I want you guys to really talk to God this year. Like, really discuss your why and your goals with the Lord. You have to make sure the things that you're doing are aligned with your purpose. You don't want to halfway get through your plan and figure out, oh, this was never even meant for me. God didn't even want this for me. So make sure you're always talking to him. You're including him in the plans that you have. Talk to him throughout the day. Talk to him when you're organizing your thoughts. It's so important. If you don't know your why to your goals when you're trying to be productive, write them down. Organize your thoughts. You don't have to have everything figured out in 2.5, but if you're able to write things down, you're able to see things from a different perspective. You're able to map things out, connect the dots. If your why on going to the gym is because you genuinely want to get stronger, you genuinely want to be healthy, practice self-love, make your goal about you. Your why should never be because of anyone else. When you have your mindset on something and when you want to be productive is when you will see results, because you are the one who has to carry out the plan. It's about you. Knowing your why is so effective. Your mindset shifts completely. I know we spoke briefly about goals, but I want to dive a little bit deeper. Luke 14:28 says, don't begin until you count the cost. For who would begin construction of a building without first calculating the cost to see if there's enough money to even finish it? So this is what I want you guys to do to be more productive. Create a structure towards your goals. These goals can look like wanting to be the first generation college student, or as small as just saving 10% of your paycheck. Girl, it's 2024. If you're trying to go up, trying to get into your dream school, you want to buy your dream house, you want to lose 20 pounds, or if you want to make X amount of money, God says if you want to achieve your goals, it's about the structure, the steps, the plan, the progress to get you there. If you're trying to be productive, obviously your goal is in mind, but you gotta take the goal off the table for a quick sec. Let's focus on the steps that you need to implement in order to even get there. For example, my goal as a college student is to really excel and get a really good GPA towards my major. In order to do that, I have to create structure. Obviously, I want to get the good grade, but is that just gonna come to me? No. Going back to before, it's about your mindset. Am I going to office hours? Am I joining studying group? Am I tutoring? Am I watching YouTube videos on my free time? Am I studying? Am I getting enough sleep? Am I prioritizing my schoolwork? Am I doing practice problems for my math-based questions? I gotta really apply myself. You gotta have structure. Don't ever count yourself out for something that you didn't plan for accordingly. I hate when people do that. You haven't did everything you possibly could, got up after you fell a million times, or let's say you struggle with keeping your room clean. A lot of people deal with this, so don't feel any type of way. It's nice that you cleaned your your room. It's nice that you took the one day out of the year to just make sure your room is all clean, tidied up, nothing's on the floor, you did a nice deep clean, all of that. Now your goal is to keep your room clean for 2024. Is your room really gonna stay clean? You and I both know the answer. It'll be messy by tomorrow if you don't listen to anything I said. You gotta figure out steps to making sure your room stays clean. In order to have your room clean, you can make sure all the clothes always have some place to go. When you're using a hygiene product, use it by the place that it's stored so you can easily just plop it back in place. Always have your bed made. You can't have an expectation and have no plan or no structure to follow through with it. You can't rely on the bursts of motivation. That just doesn't work. That feeling can come and go. You may experience once every 6 months, and you're gonna rely on motivation or that feeling to get you to where you have to go. Create that structured routine. It can lead you to success, productivity, and you can start making moves. My next tip is really to get into your morning routine and to-do list. What I like to do is my top 3 things. In order to start your day, in order to be productive, you gotta get up. And I don't know what works for you personally, but for starters, we can just talk about the time that we're gonna get up. Social media, 5:30 a.m. And if that works for you, that works for you. I personally am not. Could I grow into that? Maybe. For example, what I have set for me now is I just have to be up and out of the bed by 12 p.m. That may seem a little bit late to a lot of you guys, but the reason I say this is you gotta consider your life. I'm a college student. This helps me be productive. It helps me even on the weekends. If I want to lay in bed and just be a little bit lazy for the beginning of the day, but it still gets me up and ready and moving for the rest of the day ahead. So you gotta think about what time works best for you. And for your to-do list, for your morning routine, pick 3 things, get a sticky note, and literally just write them down. Tasks that you really just want to get done at the start of the day. For me, that'll be skincare, making my bed, brushing my teeth. These are really simple, but that's the key. Once you cross off those 3 easy things, that gives you a little bit more momentum for the rest of the day. These tasks are not crazy, they are essential. But even in my mind, to allow me to feel like I'm doing something productive, I definitely like to implement those 3 things. It gets me up, it gets me started, it gets me ready. I can't just hop out the bed and go somewhere. Like, no. Staying in bed late is just not gonna work. It gets dark really fast where I live. You can't stay in bed until 3. So make sure you're prioritizing your morning routine, taking it nice and slow. It's quality over quantity. I actually talk about it. One day I was reading my Bible, doing my little Bible session. Tell me what God said, you're lazy. Like, it's bad. So obviously you can't focus, so let me give you something to focus on. Then Proverbs 6:9, he said, lazy bones, how long will you sleep? When will you wake up? A little extra sleep, a little more slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, then poverty will pounce on you like a bandit. Scarcity will attack you like an armed robber. I said, well, you did not have to eat me up that bad. It's crazy, because you know what it is? It's true. You gotta sometimes sit back and just reflect on your own life. Be real with yourself. I before was extremely lazy, was just laying in the bed all day. You have to get up. I started to think about all the women that I do look up to. All of them have something going for themselves. They're all doing something. No one's at home just sleeping all day. That cannot be you. But no, this also leads me to my next tip, and I definitely want to say this, really not talked about, because sometimes the closet is glass when it comes to certain people. Some people just can't be productive because they're just lazy. Other people cannot be productive because they genuinely struggle with mental health, and that prevents them from being productive. And I'm in college, so I definitely, with the workload and everything that you just have to manage, I see it all the time with people, and it's so clear. And it's not that you don't want to, but you literally physically feel like you can't, and I hear you. If that's your case, can we like reel this all back? Because you gotta get your mental right before you start focusing on anything else. You gotta push, but you cannot be complacent, or you'll be stuck, and that's just the hard truth. You gotta say one day, one task at a time, not towards being busy, but focusing more on your mental goals and your mental state. You may have to do the inner work or do therapy, or like I said in my other videos, if you guys are interested, I really talk about journaling. Don't use productivity as like a way of suppressing your feelings. That's not gonna work. And God hears you, God understands, and God is not disappointed. He's right by your side literally the entire time. Productivity can be used as self-care, but just not a replacement for your mental health. But now, play mind games with yourself. Manipulate yourself, trick yourself, romanticize everything. Find the beauty in literally everything. If you have a long night to study because you procrastinated and you weren't being productive and creating a structure, take that time out, light the candle, make yourself a nice dinner, maybe have a dessert while you're studying. Just romanticize everything. Maybe playing a little jazz music in the background. One thing about me, I love my jazz music. Work out, go to Pilates. And Pilates, girl, I go to solid court. Hardest class I ever take in my life. Why I go, my outfit It may be shallow to you, but to me it works every time. I guess be a cute little Pilates princess for a day, and I love it. Romanticize everything you do. Handle yourself as you would a child, and I talked about this in my last video. You gotta talk to yourself like your 5-year-old you. You may not be wanting to go to the gym, but tell yourself, this is where the mindset comes in. If I go to the gym, body right. If you save now, don't spend. Future you, rich auntie vibes. Like, if you study now, tomorrow you can go out with your friends. Every day is like a reward though. I'm just a girl. I mean, put a reward at the end of everything you do, and I promise this is a way of just romanticizing and helping you get through the things that you may struggle with sometimes. But that's why we use discipline. Do whatever you have to do to enforce discipline in your life. Don't rely on the motivation and, oh, I really feel, I just feel like. And this brings me to my next tip. I know you guys want to be productive, but I do want to let you know to just be realistic sometimes. And not every day is going to be your best day. Sometimes you're just going to want to relax, and I'm here to tell you that's okay. You don't have to be on go 24/7, and it's not healthy. It's okay to reset, relax. You don't implement this one tip. Do not come back to this video when you burnt out. And lastly, be patient. This is not an overnight thing. It takes a lot of discipline and a lot of progress. This is a time to create productivity. You're gonna fall behind, but be patient. You're learning. Talk to you as you would a child. Don't bully yourself or be mean to yourself just because you couldn't be perfect one day. But y'all got this. Y'all can be productive. So that is it, you guys. I hope you liked my little productivity video. I feel like I implemented a lot of different tips and advice that's not super common out there, so I definitely hope you guys link this to productivity, and these tips helped you at being productive in a whole new way. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and definitely let me know how you are going to be productive down in the comments, and see you in the next video.